All right, here's a quick video on writing exponential equations. Let's say you have something like this, x and f of x. And we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and let's do 12, 24, 48. Let's do 96. So if I look at this, instead of writing, let's actually go back to the 0th term. If I go back to the 0th term, that's going to be 6. Now, starting from 6, I can rewrite 12, and that's going to be the same thing as 6 times 2, right? Because it's timesing by 2. And then to go from 12 to 24, I'm taking that and I'm timesing it by 2 again. So it's this thing, 6 times 2, but times by 2 again. 6 times 2 times 2 is going to be 24. Then I can take that, which is 24, and I'm going to times it by 2 again. So 6 times 2 times 2, which is that thing, but then times 2 again. I'm going to take that thing, and I'm going to multiply it by 2 again. And so you're starting to see what this is looking like. The 5th one, I don't want to write 6 5 times, so instead I'm going to write 6 times 2 to the 5th. And in fact, I can write this as 6 times 2 to the 4th. And this is 6 times 2 to the 3rd. And I'll just write 6 times 2 to the 2nd, 6 times 2 to the 1st. This will be 6 times 2 to the 0th, which means that 2 to the 0th has to be 1 to give you 6. Okay, so if I want to find the xth term, it's going to be 6 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 x times. So the format for this is this: f of x equals blank times blank to the x power. What goes in there is your 0th term. What goes in there is your common ratio. So try this example. 0, 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 40, 80. Okay, what is the common ratio? Each time I'm timesing it by 2, and so the common ratio is 2. What is the 0th term? The 0th term is 10. Okay, let's do another one. What if I have x, f of x? What if I have 0, 1? Actually, let's not start at 0. Let's be tricky and start at 1, 2, 3. Let's say I have 40, 120, and 360. Each time I am multiplying this by 3 by 3. So when I do my thing, f of x equals blank times blank to the x. This is where my common ratio goes. I'm timesing it by 3. Now this one is my 0th term. Now if I reverse my arrows going this way, I'm dividing by 3. Here I'm dividing by 3. So if I go this way, I have to divide by 3, which gives me the awkward number of 40/3, but it is what it is. That is 40/3. That's my 0th term. Sometimes they're fractions. Sometimes a common ratio can also be a fraction. Let's look at this. Let's say on day 1 you have 500 grams of radioactive uranium. On the 2nd day you only have 100 grams. On the 3rd day you have 20 grams. On the 4th day you have 4 grams. Well, you'll notice I'm not multiplying. Really, I'm dividing by 5, dividing by 5, dividing by 5. But dividing by 5 is the same thing as timesing by a 5th, timesing by a 5th, timesing by a 5th. So when we write our equation, our common ratio is 1/5, and our 0th term is going to be 2,500. Okay, that is how you write exponential equations.